Hi, welcome to For Flow with Chloe, where today I'm pulling from the Mind's Eye Tarot. It's a very dark and gloomy day here, so I'm going with dark cards but with bright colours. Contrast. And there's our first one. So first card out, Queen of Cups. And what a gorgeous cup she has with this sort of snail curl. It's actually kind of like one of those cornet type things, isn't it? And so our Queen of Cups is about emotion. She is the queen of the emotions and intuition and all things watery. So this is quite about mastering and being in tune with the depths of your emotions and being in quite a calm, tranquil place. And as we've got the Queen rather than the King, we are very, very serene in that intuition. And I feel like she's sort of scrying into this cup. Like she's sort of looking into the depths of her cup in a knowing way. Almost like tea leaf reading. Something deeply intuitive. Next card, the Magician. Gorgeous. And the Magician is related to manifestation, knowing how to use our magic. She has got all of the tools from the Minor Arcana. She's got her cup, her sword, her wand, and her pentacle. There it is, next to the cup. And it's this sort of as above, so below. And knowing that there is more below the surface and how to sort of dredge it up and transform it into something magic. Like using your alchemy and all of your tools to manifest in a magical outcome. It's this one. And we get the Lovers. So the Lovers is actually often about choice. We very much have this sort of twin thing going on this particular version of it. And the card does represent Gemini and this kind of dual state. It can represent romance, but I feel in this situation it's more about duality and the union of two mindsets. Because one seems very internalized while the other is reaching out to the other one. And so it seems kind of like our consciousness and our subconsciousness having a connection. And this as above, so below. This and I was talking about her pulling things up from the depths as well, the depths of her cup. And being serene in the depths of our emotions. So I feel there's quite a lot of introversion and like there is growth to be had through an introspective state currently. That's what I feel is coming up. I'm also going to pull from the Abyss. The Tarot of the Abyss. going really dark and deep now. And we get the Hermit, and I was just saying about introspection. The Hermit is a sort of archetype within the deck. The wise man or wise woman who retreats from society and goes off on their own way to find introspection and solitude. And they're just very, very happy in their wisdom and knowing of self. And they're on a bit of a mission to soul search in privacy. So there's a lot about wisdom and the depths of our subconscious and searching it coming up so far, and the magic that is within that, and taking ownership over it, with there being a queen on the table. It's like a rulership. The magician has like mastered how to align all of their tools. And then we get the Knight of Swords. This is mental clarity. So there may be some mental clarity to be had from this social withdrawal and this listening to your inner speaker is what I'm getting. Taking action to soul search and unite with your subconscious. Pay attention to dreams right now. And she has this big fireball and her sword, and she's kind of been through this maze. And it's like a eureka of enlightenment. Like she's mastered the art of using her sword and her swiftness and her intellect to get through this maze. But she's guided by this light of this achieved knowledge. We do have a trine today between Saturn, the planet of stability and structure, and wisdom in a sort of real life grounded way, and Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wisdom. And spiritual ascension. Jupiter is very much, it rules Sagittarius, and it's very much about thinking outside the box, pursuing philosophies and expanding our minds through observing and experiencing the world at large and other religions, other ways of thinking, and other beliefs and other philosophies. So getting quite a bit of that coming up as well. And then we have the Knight of Cups. There's something else flipped over down here as well. What is it? Justice. So we have Justice and the Knight of Cups. So this Knight of Cups I see as, it's quite a stormy sea that he's got, that is riding there, and he is taking action to master it. He's taking action with all these ropes and pulleys aboard the ship to sail through the roughness of that storm, of that sea. So there's a need to master and take rulership over our emotions. And I was talking about, owning our emotions here and finding the serenity within the depths of them. And using our tools to find the magic, connecting with them, with that making a choice to connect with our subconscious and master it with the talent of the magician to make the magic, this transformation. And we need to do this in a state of solitude, and taking the stealth and the mental clarity of our former knowledge to master our emotions and take action towards navigating ourselves from this point. And then we get justice. You know, I was saying about Saturn being about the groundedness and the structure. It's also about the rules. So getting justice is quite interesting. I feel like this is a spiritual justice, or like a justice for our soul, with all of the kind of digging up of from the depths of our emotions and such. And with it being Saturn trining Jupiter at the moment, there is that powerful spiritual expansion, this philosophical expansion. And Saturn is, you know, bringing the rules and the discipline to that. And so it's very interesting that we have justice here. So I'm going to take one from the Samhain deck, as it is only 3 days until Halloween. Wednesday. 2 days until Halloween. Well, depends if you count your day or not. Today's Wednesday. Halloween's on Friday. Samhain! The 31st of October. We get silence. There is a sweet embrace in the nothingness stillness brings, a presence of self fully embodied. And if we don't do soul searching in silence, with that Hermit card, and I don't quite know how we do it. So there's a need for some sort of withdrawal here. Withdrawal from the noise outside to find that inner speaker, as I said earlier. And then we've got 2 more. Ow. And I'm very much feeling the wisdom on this card, a word that's come up a few times, and that I feel is coming off of that Knight of Swords card. Behold sight, O ancient ones, for there is a magic in the darkest places if one dares to open their eyes. You know, the owl has, you know, it can rotate its head all the way around to get a vantage point from every angle, as well as it having amazing night vision. And that is it using its magic, its tools to see in the dark. And I mean, I can't spin my head all the way around. So that's its talent, which is quite connected to that magician card as well. There is magic in the darkest places if one dares open their eyes. It's about that more soul searching in the subconscious and opening our eyes to what needs to be revealed to us. And then we get, it came up the other day, rebirth. There's death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless. It's a mighty rising, O flame resurrected. And that is very much this judgment card. Sorry, this justice card. Justice is not always earned easily. Phew, bless me. It can be, you know, lessons hard learned. And I feel some of these lessons may be karmic. and sort of written in our soul in order for us to overcome them and learn the lessons and get our justice so that we can have this rebirth. You know, when we get justice, we've been on trial. We may feel like we've been on trial and walked through fire and had a rebirth about something that has been deeply buried in our subconscious that we've maybe been ignoring or not realized, and it's coming to the surface, and it's a lesson we need to learn. But it's going to be transformative, and it's going to put us in an ownership of our emotions and our wisdom, like a sovereignty. And that's the reading, guys. It was quite intense. It was very scorpionic. We are in Scorpio season. It was very Samhain. We are coming up to it. And it was very, very Saturn trine Jupiter, which we've also got on the go currently also. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.